All right, our top focus on GRAVITAS. Nepal's Home Minister has resigned from his post. And this comes as the country is facing the deadliest demonstrations of recent times. 19 people have died, over 400 are injured during massive demonstrations in Nepal's capital Kathmandu. And this is against the government's sweeping social media ban. Reports say that the police fired live rounds to disperse the crowd. Army has also been deployed in the capital to control the situation as of now. Thousands of angry Gen Z demonstrators, they were there on the streets. Water cannons, tear gas are being used, and there is chaos outside Parliament as defiant youth smash through police lines and storm restricted zones. A total of 19 demonstrators have died so far, and WION Saloni Murarka is there in Kathmandu in the thick of the action, getting you the latest.
Protests that started off peacefully by Gen Zs and the youth of Nepal, who came down on the streets to protest for the rising corruption and the widening inequality gap. Right now you see is a clash that has broken out between the two sides, the protesters and the police officials, and it has turned violent. The protesters have damaged the boundary and the building of the Federal Parliament of Nepal. This protest turned violent after the protesters tried to enter the Parliament building. As you can see behind me, the glasses have been damaged. There's been continuous stone pelting and firing of tear gases. This is the Parliament building that you see behind me. The situation here is out of control. The police officials have deployed additional officials on ground.
These images on your screens right now, it shows thousands of demonstrators on the streets of Kathmandu, chanting slogans, holding banners. The youth in Nepal are leading this demonstration against the social media ban.
Today I'm protesting because there are unfinished roads and many problems are unresolved. And for these solutions, I believe that as a Army IDA, this is just the beginning of all the solutions. So I believe showing anger and showing motivation that this nation can change, I believe that we all can also change as well with the nation.
Until now, Gen Z had only expressed themselves on social media. They had not taken to the streets. Now that social media has been shut down, those who relied on online businesses are in serious trouble. We have realized that we need to raise our voices. We need to take to the streets. The Gen Z generation must speak out against the disorder that this government and its leaders have caused.
With a sharp rise in the number of fatalities in Nepal and injuries from the demonstration site, the hospitals are treating the injured demonstrators. What started as frustrated social media posts, it has now exploded into one of the most dramatic youth uprisings in Kathmandu's history. From dawn, the city's roads filled with students and young adults waving placards, chanting slogans, streaming and fighting for their right to connect. Well, curfew has been imposed in some areas of the Nepalese capital. The police had to use water cannons and tear gas as few demonstrators tried to enter Parliament building. Nepal's sudden ban of 26 social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, this sparked the outrage for hyper-connected youth. This wasn't just about losing memes or likes. It was about government censorship, entrenched corruption, and decades of elite neglect. The Nepal government's cabinet decided last week to give the social media companies 7 days to register in Nepal and then to establish a point of contact, designate a resident grievance handling officer and a compliance officer as well. The decision came after a Supreme Court order in September last year. Nepal passed a directive in 2023 that required social media platforms to register and establish a local presence. And well, our correspondent Saloni Murarka continues to get us the latest from the ground. Take a look.
As you can see behind me, there's a still clash going on between both the sides. There have been, police have fired over 500 tear gases. Several people have been injured with rubber bullets that have been fired from the other side. However, the situation is still not under control. Property has been damaged. As you can see, the condition around the road, where all the destructions and the stone pelting that took place in the past few hours, the tear gases that have been fired continuously. APF has deployed more officials on ground. However, the situation is still not under control. Many people, as we speak, barged inside the parliament building. This is one of the gates of the parliament, of the Nepal parliament. And as you can see, just a while back, many of the protesters, they barged inside the building, and even many of the police officials have been injured.
In the Red Sea, reports of fresh sabotage to the undersea cables have surfaced. Two crucial undersea cables linking Europe to West Asia and Asia have reportedly been cut, further slowing internet connections across the region. Now, undersea cables are a backbone of global internet traffic alongside satellites and land-based networks. Normally, providers can reroute traffic if a cable fails, but users may still notice slower speeds of the internet connection there. Now, there's growing concern to these cuts. Could be linked to a campaign perhaps by Yemen's Houthis, who say that they are pressuring Israel over the Gaza conflict. The Houthis have denied targeting the lines in the past, but on Sunday, a cybersecurity group called NetBlocks reported that the outages have hit multiple countries, including India. NetBlocks said that a series of subsea cable outages in the Red Sea has now degraded internet connectivity in multiple countries. They identified failures in the SMW4 and the IMEWE cable systems, which is located near Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. But Saudi did not acknowledge the disruption and is yet to respond to the news. Meanwhile, SMW4 stretches nearly 18,800 kilometers. That's from Marseille in France, Italy to Asia and North Africa. It serves Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Tunisia and Algeria. Now, built in 2005, it cost $500 million and was a joint project of France's Alcatel submarine networks and Japan's Fujitsu as well. Meanwhile, the second cable, IMEWE, is roughly 12,091 kilometers long. It links France and Italy to India through West Asia, and it costs around $480 million. Microsoft also announced through a status website that West Asia may experience increased latency due to undersea fiber cuts in the Red Sea. In Kuwait, officials reported that the Falcon GCX cable in the Red Sea was also cut, affecting connectivity there. In the UAE, users on state-owned DU and Etisalat networks complained of slower internet speeds, though the government has not acknowledged the disruption in UAE. Now, the Global Cable Protection Committee notes that there are roughly 1.7 million kilometers of undersea cables worldwide. And each year, they experience 150 to 200 incidents. Most, about 80%, are caused by human accidents like fishing or ship anchors. The rest are due to natural hazards. And now, subsea cables can be accidentally severed by ship anchors. It's not so uncommon, but they can also be deliberately, purposely targeted and damaged. And repairs are slow, often taking weeks, as specialized ships and crews must locate and fix the damaged lines. Not just that, they also this latest cuts also comes at a time as Houthis continue their attacks against Israel to show their support with Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Israel has also responded to the Houthi attacks with airstrikes, including one that killed top Houthi leaders. In fact, back in early 2024, Yemen's internationally recognized government had warned that the Houthis could target undersea cables in the Red Sea. Some cables were also cut, possibly by a ship dragging its anchor. But the Houthis denied their involvement or their role in this. In the latest incident on Sunday, the Al Masara news channel of Yemen, which is run by the Houthis, acknowledged the damage to the undersea cables in the Red Sea by citing net blocks. Momar al-Iriani, who is Yemen's information minister representing the internationally recognized government, said that the cable cuts cannot be separated from the ongoing attacks carried out by the Houthi. Al-Iriani also said, and I quote him here, "What is happening today in the Red Sea should be a wake-up call for the global community to take firm action and protect the digital infrastructure that is the lifeline of our modern world," unquote. Now, since November 2023, that's after the Gaza war broke out, the Houthis have targeted more than 100 ships using missiles and drones in response to the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. They have not just that, they've also been able to sink 4 ships. The Iranian-backed group briefly paused its attacks during a short ceasefire in January this year, but resumed their attacks later after Israel unilaterally cancelled the ceasefire and begun the attacks on Gaza. Since January this year, they have sunk 2 vessels in July, killing at least 4 crew members. And then on Sunday, Israel's airports authority said that a drone launched from Yemen struck the arrivals hall at Ramon Airport near the Red Sea city of Eilat. Takeoffs and landings at the airport were also halted, with the Israeli military investigating the drone crash that was launched from Yemen and fell in the airport's area. Later, the Houthis claimed responsibility for the drone strike and vowed that the Houthis will escalate their attacks against Israel. And that's in support of Palestinians in Gaza. All these new attacks by the Houthis come as hopes for a ceasefire remain uncertain. As the Red Sea once again becomes a flashpoint, the question is all hope for peace in the region lost? Well, U.S. President Donald Trump has made a career out of turning his name into gold, but move over golf courses in Mar-a-Lago because the latest Trump fortune is not coming from bricks, mortar, or even a vodka bottle. No. The first family of the United States of America is now mining cryptocurrency, and they are doing it really fast. If you're wondering how fast, let's break it down for you in the next few minutes. It has only taken a few eventful weeks, just weeks, for the U.S. president's family to accumulate roughly $1.3 billion from not one but 2 crypto ventures, each less than a year old. Yes, you heard that right, and this has come from World Liberty Financial and a separate mining operation called American Bitcoin Corp. They both in their nascent crypto projects that have translated into tangible wealth. For the Trump family, just to put it in perspective, these sums rival the values of the long-held golf courses and also resort properties that were once considered to be synonymous with the Trumps. Today, Their fortune stands at $7.7 billion, and that's according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. And while Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump still officially hold the titles of executive vice presidents, at the Trump Organization, they are increasingly the faces of the Trump family's growing crypto empire. Yes, it is an empire which is less than a year old. World Liberty, co-founded last year with the president's youngest son, Barron, reached a major milestone on September 1st. It started allowing customers to trade its eponymous token. Just last month, it had landed a deal with a public company to stockpile the asset. And now, these developments together have added roughly $670 million to the Trump's net worth, and that is according to Bloomberg's index. Now, just to be clear here, that calculation excludes about $4 billion in tokens that are still locked and they are untradeable. Meanwhile, Eric Trump's stake in American Bitcoin, which was launched in March to mine virtual assets, was valued at more than $500 million. When the stock increased during its trading debut on September 3rd. So here's the question now. For a family long associated with Trump Tower on 5th Avenue or Mar-a-Lago, is real estate still the fastest route to new wealth? Or has crypto now become the Trump family's true gold mine? Well, that we'll have to wait and see. But even for a family used to slapping its name on everything from steaks to vodka, the speed at which these crypto gains have happened are unlike anything they've done before. Of course, the Trump Organization as well as the White House are yet to comment on this. But if reports are any indication, the Trumps are not just making money from real estates and golf courses anymore. They're also reportedly exploring new ideas in the digital world. One idea, tokenizing real estate, which basically means creating a digital version of a property that can be bought or sold online. Eric Trump was reportedly a part of pitching this idea. Warren Hui, an investor in the Trump's ventures, told news outlet Bloomberg that they trusted Eric because of his experience with hotels and real estate. At a recent Bitcoin conference in Hong Kong, Eric encouraged the crowd to buy Bitcoin immediately, even joking. He said, and I'm quoting him here, "Sell a kidney if you must, but keep the Bitcoin," unquote. World Liberty Organization was started in September 2024 and co-founded by the Trumps and Steve Witkoff. Initially, tokens were just for voting on project decisions, but a big deal in August changed that. Alt 5 Sigma, which is a small Las Vegas firm, bought $1.5 billion in tokens. Even though they weren't even tradable yet, Bloomberg says the deal added $670 million to the Trumps, with future token sales potentially adding another $500 million. Eric celebrated at NASDAQ, saying, and I quote him again, "We're really going to rewrite the whole playbook," unquote. 2 months after Trump took office, the family launched American Bitcoin, a Bitcoin mining company. Shortly after, it merged into GRAVITAS Digital Mining, which is a public company. Eric owns about 7.5%, briefly worth nearly $1 billion, while Donald Jr. holds a smaller stake there. As it is about his crypto wealth, and Eric will say, "We are incredibly fortunate in life with or without this venture." But he still spends a lot of time on it, promoting the family's crypto ventures. So, as you can see, the Trump's new money is not coming from 5th Avenue or Florida beaches or even vodka. It's digital, and it is massive at this point of time.